Rubrics, you gotta love them as a teacher. These are the tools of the trade that help us as teachers work out how our students are performing. Imagine if you lived in a world where you could get AI to help you to generate a rubric that perfectly aligned with what your government requires of you. Well, that's what we're going to cover today. Hi, hello there. I'm Steve, the AI teacher guy. Welcome to my channel where we teach teachers how to save time and build better resources by leveraging AI. Now, if you are enjoying these videos, please do give us a like and subscribe down below, as it does help out with that YouTube algorithm and getting the message out there that AI is awesome for all teachers and can help save us an amount of time that is undeniable. Today, we're going to go through prompt number 16 from my book, Teacher Prompt Secrets. This prompt is going to go through and show you exactly how you can generate a rubric from scratch using a few little simple prompts that I'm going to show you. So let's jump on in. So the first step, we're going to get our subject master profile, which is the same as like uploading the Nintendo 64 cartridge. So if you want to play Mario Kart, you got to put the Mario Kart cartridge in first. So that's going to generate the idea that this ChatGPT is going to take on the persona of a computer science teacher with a lot of experience and a lot of expertise. By doing that, your prompts outputs are going to go up significantly. The next part is then we're going to do an assignment task. So we're going to upload this assignment task. This is one that's going to be generated. If you already have one that already exists, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just would upload the assignment task in there. So this is going to go off and build the assignment for us. The next part then is we want to upload an assessment rubric. So to do that, you go to your different curriculums. So I'm based in New South Wales, and I'm going to upload the common grade scale and then the subject grade scale. So in New South Wales, we have a common grade scale, which gives us an idea of what A, B, D, and C and E and all of them come out at. So if we open that up first, we've got the common grade scale there. So there's 5 separate grades. And all I'm going to do is copy and paste that in to the prompt under common grade scale. The next step then is I'm going to do subject grade scale. So down here, it gives you demonstrate all the different things that you need to do for computer technology, which is a stage 5 subject. So I'm going to copy and paste that in there. Then we need to upload the syllabus outcomes, which comes from here. So I'm going to copy and paste those in so we know clearly what needs to happen. And then when it generates the rubric, it's going to align with those outcomes as well, which is pretty cool. And then we've got the task sheet we've already uploaded, so you don't need to fill that in, all the critical elements. So now we copy and paste that in. So this was for a 3D game using GD script and Godot. It's going to go through and analyze and build the whole task, which is pretty cool. So the whole rubric sheet is going to be generated. For those are familiar, there's a thing called the MYP design cycle. I've used that heavily to influence the way that this particular prompt works. You may need to change that depending on where you're coming from. So with mine, I've made 4 separate sections, and this works for any of the technology sort of subjects. So you've got the inquiring and analyzing, the developing ideas, creating the solution, and then evaluation. The prompt I've made is a little bit different. It's sort of got a heavier weighting on the creating the solution. So therefore students are a little bit more engaged. So yeah, you can see in the way that this gets generated. Cool. So it's gone through, it's done section A with the identifying and defining. It's understanding the problems. It's find the relevance and scope. It's done the research and brainstorming section, the planning and designing, and then you've got the game development, the complexity, the user interface design, and the code quality. All pretty reasonable things. Testing and debugging, and then the evaluation and iteration. Now, I like putting this prompt in after I've done that to generate it, just to give it a little bit more spice. So now that you have created rubric, please go through and make some task specific elements to make sure students know what they need, what artifacts they need to produce. So that's going to give them a little bit more clarity when they read through the rubric, and then they know these are the things that they need to build so that they can achieve that particular mark in those different regions. Cool. So it's given them the generalized thing, and then the cool thing with this prompt is it goes through and finds the command terms. So it's got comprehensive, clear, sufficient, basic, and very, and it's pulled that from either the common grade scale or over here inside of the course performance descriptors, which makes the language of the rubric so much more powerful and more aligned with what your particular state would require of that student. Then once you've finished that, please export this to an Excel document. And you obviously can go through and tweak this, by the way, so it doesn't have to be the be all end all. Each time you write the prompt, it's going to go through and refine it each time that you go through. So now this is what I love about ChatGPT 4 at the moment. You could actually get it to export it in Python. So it's going to write the Python script and then actually build the whole Excel document that goes with that perfectly, which is pretty darn cool. So it's going to go through and work out the different marks. You can obviously change this. Instead of marks, you could make it on a scale of 5 down to 0 instead of the 10. Totally up to the way that you want to sort of structure that. But again, it just takes a little bit more time to sort of write out. So it's going through, it's running all those different points out. And what I like about this prompt as well, it's gone through and written the criteria as well. You could also go through after you finish this and link the syllabus outcomes as well. So any of the syllabus outcomes that are relevant for each of those points is quite handy. And let's see what we got. So here's the Excel document, all good to go. So I'm going to open that up. And then there's my rubric, all good to go. So obviously you need to sort of format this up a little bit and jazz it up. That shouldn't take too long to sort of put together. Cool. So that's it from me. Hopefully you've gotten something out of that. The idea with this is just to show you how to use the prompts really quickly and give you some ideas. My book is available through www.aiteacherguide.com, and it does give you way more insight and shows not just the prompt but also my thought patterns as I was developing the prompts, which would hopefully make you a little bit better at your prompt engineering. We've also got a special session every Friday on the last day of each month, last week of each month. At 6 p.m. I'll be running a live session online. So if you got any burning questions, you want to sort of jump on and ask, and we can try and workshop them. That's the whole point behind them. Don't forget to like and subscribe below, as that does also help with the YouTube algorithm if you have enjoyed this, and leaving a comment as well would be amazing. And yeah, that's it from me. Thanks again. See you next time on the AI Teacher Guy. Adios.